Hello, everybody. How are you doing? This is Silver Heist. Welcome. Up, I gotta turn this off. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Here we go. So, can you hear me? Hello, Junior. How are you tonight? Hello, Winning Image Photography. Silver Stealer. Vineyard Coin Searcher. Katie Scrapper is telling me that International Stacker just went live. I saw International Stacker's trip through the African market today, so I don't know that anyone else is going live tonight. So I'm just winging it, no matter who else is out there. We'll just do our thing. So, welcome, Steve Rice. Good to see you. So I thought I would share some things about my coin collecting days and see what other experiences other people had. So I am trying to organize this chat for a second. So welcome everybody. Welcome Silvers R. So so I'm a stacker now. I don't have all kinds of stuff in front of me, but I used to be a coin collector as a kid, so I thought I'd share some of that experience. So I am a Whitman folder person as a youth. Had a bunch of them, not very full, but it was something that I worked on maybe when I was anywhere from 6 to 15 or so. So I think some of my other videos have talked about this. And how is the sound? Can everyone hear me? Everything good? I'm kind of hoping it is. So this is my first coin. This is a peace dollar, and it's from my grandmother. All right, great. Thanks, Silvers R. So it's kind of, a lot of people are Morgan people. I think I really like the beauty of the peace dollar, and it's the first one I have. So I'm kind of a peace dollar guy, and I have not a lot of either pieces or Morgans, but I think I appreciate the piece. So I was a coin collector as a kid. Instead of, I didn't buy a lot of coins. I frankly just went through our change jar at home to populate the Whitman folders. So I'm used to just picking things up for face price for cheap. So this is why I kind of like coin roll hunting. So it's something that I did when I was a kid. Didn't know about coin roll hunting. I frankly just did mason jar hunting. I didn't know there was such a thing as getting a bunch of stuff from the bank. So I thought I'd just find out about other people, see what people had, if anyone else was a coin collector. So maybe, let me just organize this in a way. So I'm just sort of curious if people were penny collectors. So I guess if you, as a kid, when you were younger, if you were a penny collector, put a 1 in the chat. So, or maybe even just take a step back. Put, if you were a coin collector as a kid, put a K in the chat. So K for kid. So if you were a coin collector as a child, as a kid, put a K in the chat. So I'm just wondering how many people collected coins when they were younger. So so Winning Image Photography thinks peace dollars are underrated. Someday they will catch up. So pretty much. All right, so Silver Stealer, he collected coins as a youth, as did Winning Image Photography, as does Silver Heist Jr. and KD Scrapper. So that is cool. So I mainly did pennies and nickels because that was something that you could find in coins. Actually, let me get the oldest ones. So all of these just came from mason jar hunting. So, I've got some dates. Not a lot of the good ones. Hello, Talking Bullion. We're just looking at my old coin books and see how populated or not populated they are. So yeah, so once a collector, kind of always a collector. So these are a time capsule. I haven't added anything to these. They kind of are what they are. I'm tempted because I've seen Coin Sense and Nonsense take his old blue Whitman folders and he takes his stacking dimes and he just sees if he can populate those 10 dimes he somehow never got as a kid. And I think I have enough junk silver dimes that I might be pretty darn close, but I might not be there yet. So these are the pennies. So these are all just things I found in loose change. And then I think eventually, also I delivered papers. So, I mean, we had some money coming in through tips and stuff. But, so yeah, so this might be a hint as to when I purchased this book. So that's the year that I have. And then if you look at the Lincoln cents, I think, hey Dan, so this is all the Lincoln memorials. So it's just kind of a testament to how you can get coins for face value. So now we buy coins at face, $10 face. But I bought coins at face value. So, so here's, where does this end? I don't know, 79? Maybe that's when I stopped sort of collecting and adding things. Yeah, maybe 1980. So I probably stopped around then. So it's been a while. So yeah, so Silver Steel is saying he collected as a kid, but early 20s, sold the whole thing, wasn't a huge stack. Then at 50, I caught the bug again, big time. So that's pretty much kind of where I am, except for I didn't sell the stack. I just kept the shoebox and just carried the shoebox around with me. So, in Silver Heist Jr., the best he has found is a 22D penny and a 1909 VDB. Wow. So I don't think I have anything. I know I don't have a VDB, and 22 sounds pretty awesome. I definitely don't have many from the old days. Yeah, I'm sure 22 is super hard. Yeah, there's no 22. So Junior's way ahead of me. And so Coin Sense and Nonsense is here, and his looks familiar. So Coin Sense and Nonsense, let me show you my greatest heist as a youth. Well, one of my greatest heights as a youth. This is my Roosevelt dime collection. So I went through my mom's change jar to get pennies and nickels, which are doable, but I hardly found any silver. So this is my silver dime collection. So actually it's just here. So my silver dime collection is right here. And this was from my uncle. My uncle worked at a video arcade store, and some kid must have, at the end of the shift, they've discovered a roll of dimes. And the roll of dimes are all silver. So I think some kid came in with a roll of dimes and he went to the cashier and he got tokens so he could play Asteroids or Pac-Man or whatnot. So I've got a pretty good collection. So this is a time capsule. I haven't added anything to it yet. So I have noticed Coin Sense and Nonsense adding to his blue Whitman folders. So I think I think there's like 48 dimes, maybe 48 or 50. And so I'm about 2/3 of the way there. So I forget how many rolls of dimes I have bought as a stacker, but I'm thinking I can populate them. I've got about, I don't know, I think I have about $50 face value in dimes. So I think I have about 10 rolls, 10 or 12 rolls. So I think I can get them. Some of these, so I mean, I think the fun thing about dimes is the economy was booming. There's really no, quote, key dates, in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but these all seem to be worth about the same. Even 20 million isn't like a super low number. 14 million. So I guess I'm missing some of those, but I've got so many stacking silvers, I think I can do it. So 49S, you say, is a tough one. Yeah, so that's missing now, but it might be in my stack. So this may be a project that I piggyback off of Coin Sense and Nonsense's idea. Can a stacker finish his childhood coin collection? That is going to be my goal. And it just, and I don't want to go to the coin store and just say, oh, I want to buy that one. Like, I just sort of want to buy rolls of dimes and see how many rolls it takes to get this sucker filled. So yeah, so people are telling me the 49S is the tough one. So let me check out the chat, seeing what stories people are telling me. All right, so Dan Katz had a little stack back during the Great Recession, sold it to pay some bills. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully, maybe you can get it back in piecemeal. Winning image photography, what I collected with my grandfather never got to me when my grandparents passed away. Oh, that's too bad. So, I mean, you were influenced by a grandfather, but then his coins ended up somewhere else. So yeah, so hit that thumbs up button according to Silver Stealer. We have a few coming up, so that's all good. So yeah, so that's the dimes. I think this could be a fun mission to finish us off, something I started 40 years ago or longer. So that will be a big accomplishment. So the pennies are there. I don't know that I'm going to finish off any of this other stuff. I don't do coin roll hunting of nickels. I've kind of put coin roll hunting of pennies on the back burner. But I think nickels would be doable. I've got a few silver ones from when I was a kid. And it says it right there, silver. All I really remember as a kid was that they had big mint marks. And so the S was there instead of down there. So I appreciate the old designs. That's what I like about it. So let's see. Silver Steel, he probably rubbed off on winning image photography as well. She caught the bug as bad as I did. So Talkin' Bullion's saying he had quite a few ounces of gold that we sold several years ago to pay for our grandson's medical bills. They'd be worth 5 times what we paid for them now, but we don't regret it though. Yeah, so the stack is there to meet your needs, sometimes unexpected needs, but it's there. It's better to have it than to not have it. And if you have to use it, then you got to use it. So, yeah, so I don't know who's a nickel person, but so pretty sparse. I mean, kind of full, but kind of thin at the same time. The newer ones I've got mostly filled. So yeah, so there once again, so Coin Sense and Nonsense, I don't know where's yours ended or where you hand wrote in the extra dates, but that's probably about a hint as to when I started collecting, somewhere in there. So, and then I ended sometime after. So I don't have a lot of buffalo nickels either. So, yes. So, Silver Heist Jr. has buying some quarters and halves, which are nice, but dimes are cool. They're smaller, somewhat more affordable, and if you want to fill a book, it's doable. So Katie Scrapper's his Roosevelt book is the best collection, and they're all BU. Wow, so those are all BU. That's pretty awesome. Mine are not BU, but they're cool. In some ways I'm not even sure what I have in here. These are just things. I think I started sticking some NIFCs in here because I needed a place to stick a couple of coins. But other than these two, these are just old things that I had. And so, yeah, the heyday, I don't know, Silver Steeler might have been a little younger, I'm not sure. But the bicentennial was like a great thing for a kid. The bicentennial half dollars and quarters and whole dollars, those were great. This, let's see what was saying in the chat. Dan Katz has been stacking about 6 months now, filled a few tubes, and just got a 35-piece dollar. Makes me want to look through the dates of my dimes and quarters. Yeah, it's funny. So, sometimes I just buy rolls of dimes and quarters. I never bother to look at it. And then occasionally I look at my quarters and I organize them once, and I forget the date, but I found a date that might be like a $10 quarter. I mean, it wasn't like the best quarter, but it was like one of the next tiers of good quarters. And so let's see, Silver Steeler. So Silver Heist Jr. doesn't have a dime book, but Indian Head Penny books, nickel books, and some state quarters. So Indian Head Penny, that's quite a book, because I think I only have a couple of Indian Heads. And Steeler, he's stacking. Heavy on American Silver Eagles, Peace Dollars, have a full Dansko album complete of the piece. Morgan's, Constitutional, lots of shiny stuff, catches our eye, and the Queen's Beast. So this may be stuff you haven't seen. Let me show you some things. I don't know. I'm not sure which ones, if these are mine. Oh yeah, so this is something. This might be a combination of mine. I might have consolidated that envelope with some of my wife's things. So this doesn't look like it's a silver certificate. It's 1953. So I don't think it's a silver certificate. But it's an old $2 bill. Is that red? So what's a red seal? It's not silver certificate though. But what it does have, it has this. Because everyone else is used to the bicentennial, which is I love the bicentennial back, but the Monticello back is great. So I've got this. But this you guys may not know about. This is actually my wife's as opposed to mine. So this is 1976, and this is a bicentennial. So unfortunately, this one was taped into a thing, or glued into a book, like a photo album type of thing. But what they did is on the first day of issue, you could bring it to a post office and have a stamp and a postmark put on it. So I think April 13th, 76 was the first date of issue. And so no $2 bills are really worth a lot of money, but I think ones that are stamped could be worth a little bit, but not with that damage. And if they have a cool town like Jefferson, Missouri, that would be cool. But kind of Lincoln might be kind of a cool one to have. So we have that. This is probably mine because we didn't get it date. We found out about it late. So we didn't know that you could get the thing. So we got that late. So I got some 76s. I don't know. I've never looked to see if the serial numbers are cool or anything. 8675309. That could be good. So let's see. So I got a bunch of $2 bills from when I was a kid. They're not sequential, but they're cool. This might have come from my grandmother. This is 1934. So this is a Federal Reserve note. It's not a silver certificate. So it's a Federal Reserve note. It's 34. And then there's this. So this is the old Treasury building. It's really funny. Salivate Metal was walking through Washington, D.C. on the way to the U.S. Mint, and he went by a Smithsonian building, but I swear it looked like this. So maybe the Smithsonian took over the old building. But I don't have my wallet on me. But this one says, "In God We Trust." And this one typically says it right here. So there is no "In God We Trust" on this old bill. So 1934, it didn't have that notation back then. So Silver Steeler was 8 in 76. And he loves the bicentennial coins, especially the 40% silver. And he even pluck out the clad quarters to this day. I'm with you. I still find bicentennial quarters. Now, as a coin roll hunter, I've had to turn down bicentennial halves because they're a dime a dozen. I mean, they're so prevalent, but they're still so awesome. But they made so many quarters and halves, so many. So yeah. So that is good. So just want to touch base, see what people collected. So I don't know if I don't have many silver dollars. I have a couple of bicentennials. And I think the mint marks should be on the front. So these are just Philadelphia ones. So I don't even have a whatchamacallit. I don't even have a Denver one. So the funny thing is, I don't think I ever knew that there were silver bicentennials. Somehow that escaped me as a kid. So I never even knew about that. And then the other funny thing is I never knew there were 40% silver half dollars. Because as a kid, it was just, all I could think about was 1964. So all I thought about was 1964. I never knew that there were 40% silvers. So, hey, AG Silver, AG Surfer, Silver Surfer, welcome to the chat, welcome to the live stream. So we're just doing some checking out the old coins. So Heist Jr. has an Ike dollar collection with proofs and silvers. So that's cool. There's not a lot of years to that. So that would be a nice collection. And PDX Brewer, welcome. Cheers. So, yeah. So, anywho. So that's what we've got. So I think my future mission may be to try and fill this up out of my stack. Just take them out of the tubes and see if there's a way of actually filling those instead. I think that might be kind of fun as a side project. and it's a lot of work, but I might go through my quarters to see if there's any cool quarters that could be had. So, so yeah, so let me see what else I can show you. This is from my other grandmother. So one grandmother gave me this peace dollar, and one grandmother gave me this Flying Eagle cent. So I'm kind of afraid that both of these saw cleaning from my youthful hands. So I did that. Haven't really cleaned much since. I kind of let them be. So Silver Heights Jr. thinks it'd be easy to give these coins away. Yeah, it'd be pretty easy to give them away, except for it wouldn't be easy to part with them. But I think people would take them. So yeah. So I think that's some of my stuff, or most of it really. I've got a few things mixed in here or there. I think the only other thing I have is a bunch of flips and stuff. So I don't have many Buffalo nickels, but I think I have less than 10 things that I went to like a coin store with my birthday money or my allowance and bought coins. Most of these coins were either a gift from a relative or I just found, in change. This was just found in the change jar, I'm sure. So in a 41 nickel, in really good shape. So just a bunch of stuff. There's only a handful of things that I bought from a store or get gifts at birthday parties or something like that. This one doesn't have the price on it. Be curious to see what the price was. So yeah, so Silver Stealer, were you aware of the price of silver during the Hunt Brothers craze of 1979 to 1981, somewhere around there? Because I swear, I think the dimes were being sold for $2 a dime. But how much was a dime? So $50 an ounce. I'm curious what that would translate for a dime. I think they were paying $2 or $2.50 for a dime, maybe even more. So I mean, dimes today are worth, what's a dime worth today? $1.30, like $13 face for. So it was double, if not triple, what it was right now. So during the Hunt Brothers day, I think people were just selling sterling silver. They were just cashing in their sterling silver. They were cashing in their dimes. They were melting everything. So yeah, so Silver Stealer thinks the dimes were going for $3.50 a pop. So yeah, so there was definitely. So yeah, so not only did my uncle hook me up with those, they have. I had a lot of duplicates. So if I didn't have so many duplicates, I'd probably have a full buck. So maybe he hooked me up with like one Mercury dime. So these are kind of all of my handful, 1934. So yeah, so $3.50 a dime. We're not there yet. So, but we're getting closer. Let me see if I can find something interesting. So I mean, I have very few. So that's probably PVC damage, people. So this plastic is probably not meant to last decades. Or maybe that slid underneath the cardboard. So I think that's damage. and actually was a nice coin. Not so much now. So you got to kind of be careful about what kind of things you keep. Yeah, so this one is PVC damage too. So this plastic, I should liberate them from this, but it's sort of too late. So this is a quarter from 1960. So that one's been toast. So yeah, so $1.33 for a dime. Talking Bullion's telling us, but Silver Steeler says back in the Hunt Brother days it was $3.50. Yeah. So I'm not even sure what this is. 10 cents from Bermuda. Yeah, so Bermuda, 1970. So this is kind of a cool one. So this is a wartime Philippine coin. So because they were occupied by Japan, the U.S. Mint made their money, and they kind of dual marked it for the Philippines as well as the United States. So that's pretty cool. Hello, Anton. Welcome. So we're just checking out some old coins. So Talking Bullion, I'm not sure if we've heard from you. Did you collect coins as a kid, or as an adult hobby, or did you have coins as a teenager or youth? And what type of coins did you collect when you were super young? Oh, look at this one, 1975. So I plucked that right out of circulation and dropped it into this thing. So this one's held up well. It says Canadian nickel, so that's a misnomer. That's a dime. So where does it say? Yeah, it says 10 cents. So yeah, so I didn't say I was... all right, so Talking Bullion didn't collect when he was a kid, unfortunately. So it's an adult activity now. So I have a little bit of history. I put this on the shelf for many, many, many years. So that's why I think I like constitutional silver, is that I'm familiar with the designs. I always like the designs. Who doesn't want more? So here's another example, a 58 proof. So this is something I bought at a little store. So yeah, so this is the kind of stuff. So I mean, if you're a young person now, you may find yourself with a shoebox full of this stuff 5, 10, 40 years later. So it's kind of cool to build up what you have, what you can, and could be a lifetime hobby, could be something you put on the shelf for a long time, could be something that you pick up later in life that you're familiar with. So I think these are from my grandmother. So 2 Indian head pennies. So I could never conceive of like getting a book, even today, of Indian head pennies, because I only have a couple. So far from a collection. So a very modest collection, but kind of a varied collection. I mean, I think this is another one from my grandmother. This is is this a V nickel? No, it's a shield nickel. It's so bad, I'm not sure what the date is. Well, I wrote 1866, so somehow I convinced myself that says 1866. So, but, oops. But yeah, that one's in rough shape, but it's a keeper, no doubt. So that's most of it. A few foreign things. So this is a German Is it Deutsch? Well, it's Deutschland. 1950. It's 5 Pfennig. So here's a funny story about 5 Pfennigs. I'm not sure if it's a Chicago subway system, but they had not toll booth, they had subway toll tokens that were this size. And, maybe it was $2 or $3 to ride the subway. And so people would go into the coin stores and ask for the German coins, and they would buy these for like 10 cents or something. And then they would put them in the $3 subway token and ride the subway for 10 cents. So, yeah. So if you want to ride the subway in Chicago, I think all it takes is a German 5 Pfennig to do so. So, yeah. So, hey, Running Eagle, welcome. Let's see what else we're talking about. Yeah, so Talking Bullion is a wealth protector, but Winning Image Photography thinks he's been hanging around, and the collecting bug is starting to creep in. So, yeah. And Silver Steeler recently, he scored like Talking Bullion. He $400 for 32 ounces of constitutional barbers, Mercs, Morgans, Peace. He got Morgans for $8.25 each. That is crazy. Is that even legal? I mean, so that's a great price. So congratulations. And Anton, he collected due to having a paper route. He used to religiously rifle through his collecting change weekly, but then his ex accidentally misplaced it. So I no longer have it. Yeah, so somehow I just kept this stuff in a shoebox and I moved it around, kept it at my folks' house, came back from school, got my own apartment, just eventually moved it around from apartment to home, and never lost track of it, never lost any of it. Haven't sold it. So here's the crazy thing. I've never sold a coin ever. Well, I don't know about ever, but I never sold them early. So in terms of when people say stackers are buying, but until you sell, you don't quite know if you're on the right track in terms of stacking, because you have to sell this stuff eventually. And so I'm in the collecting phase or the hoarding phase. I'm not sure how good I am going to be when it comes to selling the stuff and parting with the stuff. So yeah. So exactly. So Silver Steeler, his cheapest score to date. I only had that much spare money at the time. It was take it or leave it. He took the 400. So yeah, so that's the negotiation. Take it or leave it. So that's awesome. So thanks for hanging out, looking at my coins. Not sure what I'm going to keep them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of sharing them with YouTube, but I thought I'd rifle through them a little bit and remind myself what I have. Because if I don't refresh my memory on this stuff, I'm going to forget it. So I figured I'd refresh my memory and look at these things, remember what I had. Because if I just seal this box up and put it away, I might forget what I had. So, welcome Blended. Welcome to the stream. So we're just checking out the old coins. I know you've got some nice collectibles that you've picked up over the years. US Mint. So is anyone buying anything new? What's the next thing people are going to buy? Or actually, let me ask this. Is anyone in the chat going to put an envelope together and save some cash for gold? I'm thinking of doing that. So put a G in the chat if you're saving to build up a little nest egg to buy some gold. Gold is going up, so I can't, I'm not a financial planner. I can't say whether it's a good idea to grab some gold now or in the next month because it's only going higher, or whether you should frankly, wait for a while. All right, so Dove Season, he's got a gold envelope going, so that's cool. I think I'm going to do a gold envelope. So I think that would be great. So Silver Stealer hasn't quite done the gold envelope yet. I know. So Running Eagles wait until it comes back down a little bit. So NW Stacker, welcome. So yeah, so it's way up there. So you don't have to buy a whole. You don't have to buy a whole ounce. People can buy a tenth of an ounce or even smaller. So Rocky Mountain Bear's got a little bit of gold, and Blended Whiskey's saying there's still some good deals out there. So yeah, so I mean, look for a good deal. I think if Talking Bullion's still in the house, the Yankee box is moving around the country. It just went from a silver and copper oriented box to a little gold heavy. So the vertical stacker kind of reset the box and took a bunch of silver out and put some gold into it. So I'm not sure how far that gold is going to get. So the Yankee box has gone to about 6 or 7 homes, and it's going to go to about 20, and then go up to Talking Bullion, and then it's going to come to Silver Heist, and then it's going to go to Yankee. So I'm going to get my hands on it, and I think Silver Britches is too. So, all right, so Silver Britches grabbed 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle for $10 over melt today. He does that deal at his LCS. So that's great. That's cool. Hey, Maya. Welcome to the chat. So, thanks for stopping in. There you go. Hey, Maya. How's it going? So, so let's see. So Maya's just joining us. Maya, were you a coin collector when you were a youth, or is it something that you picked up as an adult? So we're just seeing who. So yeah, so the Yankee box is going to go around, and it got seeded with some coins by Yankee, some silver coins and some copper coins. Then it went to someone, and they took out a silver, and then they were generous and put 2 silvers back, and then it goes to the next guy and the next guy. So frankly, the volume of silver keeps going up the more stops it makes. And frankly, the silver's been blended in with some gold now. And so it's going to go around, go around, go around. And then when it gets to Yankee, he's going to do a live stream, and it's going to be winner takes all. And it's up to him. He could divide the thing up and give out 3 prizes, but I think it's going to be winner takes all. So it's a Yankee box, so you should head over to Yankee Stacking and check out the Yankee box, and I think comment on that video, and then subscribe to all the different 25 plus people, and then just follow the journey. It's fun. I mean, it's silly what happened in the last 48 hours with the gold. It was wild. So hey, Silver Banky, welcome. So yeah, so the Yankee box is going to be a huge giveaway, and it's going to be great. So PDX Brewer is saying he got a 10th 1/10 ounce gold spot deal from Eastern Numismatics at 158. So I've never heard of Eastern Numismatic or the deal. So that sounds cool. And let's see what Anton says. Just tonight, two 76 bicentennial silver proof sets, a 64, whoop, I'm going to adjust this chat, a 64 US proof set. Okay. A 70 US mint set. Yeah, that's hard to get because the US mint set would have the 70D half dollar. That's a hard one to get. And yeah, so that's cool. So congratulations, Anton. So let's see. All right, so Talking Bullion got in on the 1/10 ounce gold from Eastern Numismatic also. So Talking Bullion is always on top of the deals. And oh goodness, and Silver Steeler, that 70 mint set has low mintage, 70D half in it. That's a semi-key date for the old silver half dollars. Yeah, so that's actually a silver, which is cool. So C-Rod, hello to you. So Nationwide has them for spot also. So yeah, so lots of fun happening. So yeah, so I think the childhood collection just gave me a heads up, sort of just a head start on appreciating the designs and knowing what I liked. And then I think it just kept me from, maybe because I never really had much in the way of proof coins and stuff, that, not that there's anything wrong with proof coins, but I mean, I just love getting stuff like, I mean, I just love this stuff. So, I mean, I would just want to stack things like, where is it? Here's a quarter. Is this a silver quarter? So yeah, so this is 62. So I mean, I just like this stuff. So when I went into stacking, I'm like, just get me this stuff. I'm happy to have this stuff. So I just thought this was good. If I'm gonna stack for weight, or stack for silver, or stack for silver to go up in value to $25, $20, $30, wherever it's gonna go, I just figured get something I already knew, which is this stuff, and I just figured just get me as much of that as I can get. And I've kind of gone into other things, but not too hard into too much collectible things. So, yeah. So let's see. So Silver Britches still remembers his dad dragging me all over the place looking for coins. And Rich Cali 21, he's been collecting since the first of the 60s as a little kid. So that's cool. So you saw silver coinage. And Silver Steeler, he may have sold my collection off as a young adult, but I retained all the knowledge, which aided my return into precious metals. Yes. And Dove Season 91 is sitting here with his loop, sorting rosies as he listens to Silver Heist. So, and Silver Heist Jr. is pumped for $50 silver. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's, there's been sort of like a disconnect between gold and silver. Like, I just obsess over the gold price because it just seems like it's so expensive to begin with that I'm very sensitive to gold going up. And I'm kind of numb to what silver does because it's still, quote, affordable. So, $17, $16, $18, it all kind of seems irrelevant. But once it hits the $20, $21, then maybe I'll think differently. But I don't think I'm afraid of $18 silver. But I am very afraid of $1,600 gold because I just feel like it's running away from me. So 1,800 pounds of US coins. That's a lot of coins. That's wild. So Yeah, so gold is running away, but you can't chase it. And it's hard to know if you're chasing or you're just still getting in at the right level. I hope I know when I'm chasing something and just stop chasing. But I'm not sure I've been there yet, so I don't know if I'll know it or not. I hope I'll know it. So try not to chase it, but you need some too. So you want some. It seems like a good move, and you want to grab some. So anyhow, so I want to thank everyone for visiting my coin collection tonight, learning about some of your coin collecting days. I think it's a fun experience to have. And if it somehow missed you and you didn't do coin collecting as a kid, it's a great thing you can pick up at any age. You know, our eyes aren't as good as they were when we were kids, but we have more money than when we just had a paper route. So it's kind of nice. You know, youth is wasted on the youth, but money is wasted on us old folks, I guess. So So it's great that you visited tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming. So thank you for sharing some of your experiences earlier, Coin Sense and Nonsense, PDX Brewer, Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography, and Talking Bullion, and Maya's Coins. Thank you for stopping in. And Silver Heist Jr., Anton 1, B Demon, Blended Whiskey, Dove Season 91, Hopeful Stacker, Rich Cali 21. Great experience with your coin collecting. Silver Britches, Steve Rice. Thanks for stopping in, bud. So thanks everyone for coming. And we will see you really soon. So take care, everybody. Excellent. Yeah, and C-Rod, thanks for stopping in. So awesome. All right. Mini Me, thanks for stopping in, Mini Me. And we'll see you on the next video.